Good evening, Crimson Tide Nation, and welcome to the 66th edition of Alabama Crimson Tide Live. From yours truly, Jackson Johnson, and my partner in crime, Trevia Ware. Our other partner in crime, Jeffrey Donnie Talk Sports, is sick. His voice is not doing so well. We ask you to, let you know, let him know that we hope that you get the film bear. We hope we want him to come. We want to make sure he's doing all right. We're praying for that he gets the film bear. But I can tell you right now, we're going to dedicate this great show to not only making sure that Jeffrey gets film bear, but also, most importantly, really importantly as well, along with Jeffrey getting film bear, Alabama back in it. We're back in the playoffs, boys. Let's freaking go.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Selection Sunday. We saw Alabama get in at the number 9 spot. After seeing them pretty much get beat down the night before, so it was pretty exciting to see that Alabama will still have their chance to compete for a national championship this year. And we're gonna get into that. But like you said, Alabama's back in the playoffs, and we're excited and we're ready to break it down to you guys here today on Alabama Crimson Tide Live.
There we go, man. And we get a shot at revenge against the Oklahoma Sooners. That's got to be a fun ride. And yeah, Georgia beat us, but I'm already just counting down to the release of the 2026 SC schedule, because that means one thing. We get to find out when we beat that Georgia Bulldog ass.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, of course, Alabama got to handle what's in front of them. Getting ready to rematch against Oklahoma team that we saw in Tuscaloosa about 3.5 weeks ago. That a lot of Alabama fans may feel like they let that game get away from them. So now Alabama has a shot to redeem themselves. Will they do it? We don't know, but that's what we're here to break down and discuss today for sure.
Agreed, man. Agreed. And we got a little something we want to break down for you as well. The merch store for Alabama at the Voice of College Football. We've got the merch. We've got it all right here. We've got the dad hats, the t-shirt, the trucker hats, the sweatshirts, the t-shirt, the polo, the can cooler, the tumbler, and the game day mug. We've got it all right here on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. I think I'll go with that little white t-shirt. No, let's go for a blackout.
Yeah, it's definitely something on this website for everybody. No gender bias. Men and women definitely can come on this site and definitely pick themselves something out for the holiday season. So look for something, just a small gift for a friend or family. We definitely have what you need on the Alabama Crimson Tide Voice of College Football Network channel and website.
There we go, man. Tell your friends, family, and the cashier's post about the magic that this website is bringing to you all right here. Now let's see. Let's look. There's Kalen DeBoer press conference this weekend, and I think sometime today. We heard a little bit about it. Like it was pretty cool. What are your takeaways from the press conference today, Trev?
Definitely been hearing a lot from Kalen DeBoer in staff since we last saw Alabama on Saturday in Mercedes-Benz Stadium fall to Georgia, and he said a lot of interesting stuff. Obviously, we looking at some of the injuries that Kellen DeBoer spoke about. We're gonna get to that later when we talk about the injuries and updates. But Kellen DeBoer definitely made it known that Alabama had some reinforcements coming back for the opening round of the college football playoffs, and that was really encouraging to see because we saw the team we saw on Saturday. They were kind of walking wounded, kind of, and I mean, not to say Georgia didn't have any injuries, but Alabama had a lot of key injuries on offense, in the run game, in the blocking game, and things of that nature. And Kellen DeBoer basically assured that Alabama should be getting a lot of reinforcements come playoff time. So that was definitely something that I was excited to hear.
Oh man, like it, and I saw also where DeBoer was sending a message to Ty Simpson that he can't really ignore what's ahead of the CFP playoffs. Where he was basically telling them to focus on the little things.
Yeah, obviously we've seen the second half of the season with Ty Simpson. We've seen him struggle. He got off to a decent start. Was really one of the hottest quarterbacks in college football to start out the year, and he's kind of hit a wall on the second half of the season. And Kalen DeBoer was basically telling him, with all the struggles that he's gone through as a quarterback, as the leader of this Alabama football team, those are kind of behind him now. Alabama is in the playoff. This is a new season. So, with all the recent struggles, with all the frustration, with all the um, miscues on offense, Ty Simpson has a chance to still lead this group in the right direction and put them where they want to be at the end of the day. So, when Kellen DeBoer tells Ty Simpson that he can't worry about what's behind him and have to worry about what's ahead in the playoff, that he means exactly that, because that's all of it Alabama has left to play for now. It's do or die now. It's playoff time, so uh, I think Kellen DeBoer sent a good message to Todd Simpson, a message that can be heard around the locker room. So that was also something good that I heard from Kellen DeBoer. Just being able to move on and get focused for this playoff run, because Alabama definitely going to need it.
For sure, like we're gonna need all the luck we can get, because especially when we do play Oklahoma, you know, for the first round. I mean, it's like, wow, can you believe like we're getting a rematch? We're getting some revenge. Like it's cooking time. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll.
I mean, it could be revenge, but it also could be disappointment, because the game is gonna be in Norman. It's a Friday night game, and you know Alabama is on the road. And offensively, the offense that we saw on Saturday in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, that offense is not that's not gonna get it done against the Georgia defense. Against a Oklahoma defense, a defense that's more rested than Georgia's defense was, because Georgia went into that matchup kind of wounded too at many spots on their defense. And with Oklahoma basically being sound, basically being a lock for the playoffs, in Alabama playing the SEC championship game, uh, Oklahoma was able to get another week of rest. So Alabama, when they go into Norman, a place that they lost last year under Kellen DeBoer, be it was a different quarterback, be it Jalen Milroe, Todd Simpson is going to have to face those demons. So it could be revenge, like you said. It could definitely be some sweet revenge, but only way we're going to get that revenge is if this offense get rolling. So that just feeds into what Kellen DeBoer was saying to Todd Simpson about not dwelling on the past, because the past is what it is. It's playoff time now, so
There we go. Oh yeah. And we do have to work on the running game as well, because like Saturday we had -3 rushing yards. It was terrible. We gotta get
yeah,
better at that.
it was admissible. I mean, forgive me for the word I was trying to say. It was admissible, like it was terrible, because in the playoffs you will get home, you will get sent home being one dimensional. Alabama cannot be one dimensional in the run game, and I think Oklahoma has a more talented run stuffing defense. So with Alabama going on the road and them having the risk that they have in the coming days and weeks, is going to be important for them to get those key injuries, get those key players back. So with Kellen DeBoer, kind of sending good vibes about the players coming back from injury, and trying to get Ty Simpson's mind on focusing on what's next. I think those two things are good for Alabama. So that's definitely the two things that they're going to have to focus on heading into this matchup.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And we got Steve giving a salute to us. And a salute to you too, Steve. Thank you for
Appreciate you,
tuning.
Steve.
And yeah, no doubt. Oklahoma's got a really good record against Bama. Yeah, they do. So we want to make sure we put a damper on Oklahoma's record a little more, but we'll wait and see what happens. But it's like I'm like I think DeBoer can get everything fixed. I think that we can get things fixed for the first round. We can do just enough to get things fixed, and we definitely and it's a good thing because he talked about how we got extra time to prepare for Oklahoma, in the press conference.
Yeah, and with that extra time, like I said, that just gives a lot of the players on the defense and offense more time to just heal up, and that's really important, especially going on the road, playing an extra game with Oklahoma. They was basically a lock to get in the playoffs this weekend. This extra. I mean, it's not really extra. I mean, it's extra time, but Oklahoma got a little bit of more time. But the fact that Alabama is able to get some of their key guys back at this particular time, that's going to be really important for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because like we've got plenty of time, but we got to use it wisely. That is for sure. Because like plenty of time to kill, do things right, and focus on the little things. Because if we can focus on the little things, we can be able to accomplish the big things. Well, there's one that we've got a few other things we won't focus on tonight's edition of Alabama Crimson Tide Live. But first, we've got a message for Mark Rogers. And, it's always about the voice of college football bets. And it's always a fun one where we're going to hear about that magic, that Christmas magic. Roll it, Ethel.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the voice of college football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the voice of college football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
There you go. And that's why you tune in to the magic that Mark brings, Steve Dace, Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and the magic that Steve Merrill brings for those under the radar picks of the week. Alrighty, we'll definitely have to focus on whether Josh Cuevas and Jan Miller and LT Overton are going to be able to play against Oklahoma. Because, I mean, we're likely to have several guys back for the first round matchup in Norman, Oklahoma, right? And
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know like Coach DeBoer was saying on Sunday that he is really optimistic that they'll be back.
Yeah, that was some of the stuff that Kellen DeBoer was echoing on Sunday. Like you said, some good optimism that Alabama can get multiple starters back on offense and defense. Starting out with Jan Miller. Jan Miller, Alabama's feature running back. He missed the Georgia game with the foot injury. He's looking like he's getting more and more healthier by the day, and with these 2.5 weeks, I mean, not even the game's on December 19th. What today is the
8th.
Yeah, so with these so with these 11 or so days, Jam Miller definitely does have a good chance to be back in the starting lineup. Alabama also is looking to get back LT Overton, like you said. LT Overton missed the Georgia game with the illness. Him and Kirby Collins missed the Georgia game with the illness, and those two are also looking to be back. Alabama definitely missed those two up front on their defensive line in the trenches. Even though Georgia didn't do a lot offensively, having LT Overton and Kelby Collins up front definitely would have made some type of difference. Also, uh, Justin Jefferson and Xavier Brown they both played against Georgia, but they both left the game early with injuries. Xavier Brown uh, had a lower leg injury, and Justin Jefferson had a foot and leg injury. But those two are look to be in good shape to be back. Is what the board said at the press conference yesterday, and also Kevin Riley, the freshman running back, he missed the Georgia game as well. He's missed some of the past. He missed he missed virtually the end of the regular season because he wasn't there for Auburn either. He's been dealing with a jaw injury. He's looking like he's could make a return in Norman, and also just Cam Drewberry. He had an unknown injury. He did play in the he did play against Georgia, but he had some underlying illnesses going on. So it's looking like Alabama could get a good chunk of their pieces back, both on offense and defense. They had they had over six starters that either had an injury or left the Georgia game with the injury on Saturday. So to get those key pieces back on offense and defense will definitely will definitely give Alabama a boost, especially on the road.
Yeah, like if we can get a lot of these guys back for Oklahoma, that will be terrific. Because I am so ready for revenge. I am not waiting another year or so for revenge against Oklahoma. I am not doing that. I am not gonna wait.
Yeah, for sure. Because we saw on Saturday Alabama missed Jam Miller. I mean, -3 yards. I mean, I believe if Jam Miller was there, that would have made a difference for sure. I don't think they would have had -3 yards. I mean, Jam Miller hasn't been the home running hitting back that we've seen in the past, but he had his best game against Auburn before he went out with the injury. He was running pretty hard against Auburn, and he had over 60 yards before going out with that lower ankle injury. So to get him back, that will definitely be key. And then like I said, Kevin Riley also nearing his return. That just gives it gives Alabama two options out of the backfield with Daniel Hill, because they're gonna need all hands on deck, because you know trying to get that revenge versus the Oklahoma defense like this is gonna be tricky, especially going into Norman facing Brent Variables and just that playoff atmosphere. It's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be cold. So Alabama definitely gonna need all hands on deck. But it's good to see that they have some reinforcements coming on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball.
No doubt, yeah, and Rough Riders definitely hoping for it to be cold in Norman, Oklahoma. Well, I mean, it's gonna be,
It's gonna be cold.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be freezing. It's gonna be free. I'm just.
I mean, I just compare it to last season's game when Alabama went up to Norman, Oklahoma. It was pretty cold that night. That was a November night. This is a December night. So I mean, but still the same. They had I saw some reporters, some Oklahoma reporters on Twitter posting the Oklahoma field and stuff like that. It's already been snowing in Norman, and Oklahoma didn't have a game this week, and their field was filled with snow. So Alabama definitely want to get Jam Miller back in the picture and Kevin Riley, because in those type of conditions you have to run the football. Yeah, I mean, the passing game has had its struggles and stuff like that, but you go into Norman, Oklahoma, you facing Brent Variables, you're gonna have to have some serviceable run game. Like that's non-negotiable. So it'll be interesting to see what type of creativity Ryan Grubb, Alabama's offensive line coach, Coach Kapovich, can kind of come up with over the next 11 or so days. But hopefully these reinforcements can help because, like Rough Rider said, it's going to be a night game. It's in Norman. It's no telling how that's going to be. So need all hands on deck with these injuries, with these players near return and things of that nature. But I'm just excited that Alabama is in this predicament because I thought they were going to be. I thought originally I thought they were going to be going to College Station to play Texas A&M, but
Right.
yeah, I mean that's what all the books had and stuff. But that's because everybody suspected Notre Dame to still be in the playoff, which they weren't. So Alabama, they kind of stayed where they were. So.
I'm
But
sad for my buddy Will because he's got to give $500 to a certain caller that calls in on the Alabama College show.
oh man, well they had a bet that Notre Dame would make it or something.
The Will and Jeffrey were doing a show in June, and Jeffrey would. I don't know what was going on, but I was there in the room, but Caden was doing his little smack talking about Notre Dame and strutting his stuff about Ohio State. And Will basically shot his mouth off and was like, I'll bet you $500 Notre Dame makes it back to the playoffs. And if Ohio State doesn't get to the national title, loses the playoffs, you have to do a face reveal.
Oh man, I mean,
Yeah.
not to get too much off topic. I mean, Notre Dame was a playoff team, but it's just the way the field was set up and stuff like that. I mean, they was trying to punish Alabama for losing the way that they did versus Georgia in the SEC title game. While Notre Dame was kind of on the couch, so it's just like you know.
Oh man, you did the little 6-7 thing. Nice.
Yeah, because
Oh my god, it's too funny, man. Oh man, it's like it's just so. Oh man, like there's gonna be a lot of ripple effects over the next few years. I feel like the ACC just basically became the old Big East officially, and they don't even know it yet.
man, it's just because Notre Dame they didn't want to join the conference. I mean, all their other sports, basketball, baseball, gymnastics, whatever the sport may be, hockey, they are in a conference. They're in the ACC, but they want to keep their football independence, and that kind of came back to hurt them yesterday in the worst imaginable way because as we see the field expanded and stuff like that, seeing two group of five teams get in and stuff like that, Notre Dame they kind of they kind of fell on them. But I mean, at the end of the day, being independent and not being in the conference and not having direct results that can affect your seeding and stuff like that. Notre Dame they had been benefiting off of that for so long, so it is what it is. I mean, I don't have any hate for the Irish or nothing like that, but they were
No.
trying to say they were trying to say it was them or Alabama, and I feel like Alabama was just more deserving overall. So I mean,
Well, because tomorrow Notre Dame's athletic director is making a press conference, and he basically said that the decision where he's basically saying that the relationship between Notre Dame and the ACC is permanently damaged, right? Now, I don't think it's going to hurt like the Clemsons, the Florida States, the Miamis, and the Stanfords because they're fine. They're not affected by it. I think it's more towards like the Virginias, the Dukes, the Wake Forests, and the Boston Colleges of the world. Like Boston College be affected from an ACC point of view, but like the Notre Dame ACC partnership. I think that's going to hurt like the Boston colleges of the world because, Florida State, we have to remember, they're still pretty mad about 2023 because like they're kind of just like going, everything's fine. But when the time is right, they're going to go, no, we're leaving the AC. But with that being said, let's say Notre Dame was to do like a little partnership with the SEC. I don't know if they will or not. But if they do, that would be pretty cool to have like a Notre Dame Alabama matchup. Basically, most of the decade. Because, Alabama and Notre Dame are already going to play one another 2028 and 2029, I believe. So that's going to be an amazing matchup. No, 2029, 2030. My mistake. So that
but at the end of the day, Notre Dame, them not being in the conference, like I said, they had benefited so long by not being in the conference. They get to keep all the revenue share of not being in the conference. Last year they went to the national championship and they got to keep all of that, and they don't. Them just thinking they can benefit by not sitting at home on conference championship week. I don't feel bad for them. I have a lot of respect for Mark. What's their coach name? Marcus Freeman. But at the end of the day, But at the end of the day, I just don't think. I think the committee got it right. I think it played out how it needed to play out. Okay, we got a message from Caleb Taylor, 9883. Is it true that Coach Cap is out? Heard a rumor of it. Honestly, I have been seeing rumors about that too, about Alabama's coaching staff shaking up after this season. Obviously, Alabama is losing Coach Shepard and Coach Hodges. They're one of the members in their personnel. But I have been seeing some rumors of Coach Shep, of Coach Cap in Alabama possibly parting ways at the end of the season. Honestly, it's not surprising to me if that did happen, just due to the lack of success Alabama has had over the past seasons in their run game, the lack of production that they've had, and some of the offensive line issues that they've had, and things of that nature. So, if Coach Cap did depart, that would not shock me, because, like I said, I've been reading some of the tea leaves and clippings too. I've been seeing some rumors about that happening. He said Sam Pittman would be my first call. Sam Pittman, that's definitely a good coach, good recruiter, somebody that definitely could get in the Alabama building and keep recruiting at a high level, at the level that it is, because for Coach Caps, for some of his downfalls this year in production with the offensive line, he still has done a good job helping top tier Alabama, helping top tier offensive linemen get to Tuscaloosa. So, Coach Pittman, that would be a good choice. But just like with Coach Shepard, because Kellen DeBoer made a comment about this too. Coach Shepard, he's already been introduced at Oregon, but Coach Shepard is still on the staff with Alabama. He will be in Norman coaching the playoff game. So I'm believing that Alabama is going to retain all their coaches to the end of the season. I think that's going to be the same with players too, because we've been seeing a lot of players from different schools already hit the transfer portal or make their reservations that, hey, I'm going to be in the portal come January. And like all schools, Alabama's going to have some players that simply, they have to make the best decision for themselves, and they might have to jump into the portal. So the fact that I think that Kellen DeBoer just got an understanding around the building that right now we're on the playoff run, so he's not letting any distractions get into the building. So the fact that we haven't seen any players make any transfer announcements, or the fact that we haven't seen Coach Shepard go on his separate ways, or the fact that we haven't seen Coach Cap go on his separate ways, I think that's just a good sign for DeBoer overall. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like I would hate for Coach Kaplovic to leave, but like Caleb and you have said, Sam Pittman is the first guy you call. Because it's fun to have Pittman on that coaching staff. It's always he's got that energy, right? And he's gonna be out of he's out of that crap hole named Arkansas, and at least he was able to coach, do what was on his bucket list. It didn't work out, but there's something better ahead. Come on over to the coaching staff where you can really win.
Yeah, and plus, I just figure after this season, Alabama might need a new voice in that offensive line room. Just overall, because not to say that Coach Cap isn't a good coach or that his message hasn't been getting through to the players, but sometimes the message gets stale, and they have to infuse new energy. So unfortunately, I have been hearing some rumors about Coach Cap possibly departing from Alabama. Right now, he's still on staff, just like Coach Shepard is still on staff, and Alabama is still a whole unit trying to make this playoff push. So hopefully that Alabama can go far into these playoffs, and we don't have to worry about no coaching changes and no players making exit moves right now. But we'll see. Okay, and we got a lot of smack talk from the Georgia people saying I don't. They said Georgia still runs the SEC back to back.
But you can't beat Bama in the regular season. That's the thing, Georgia. We because it's like
I wouldn't say we're.
They got bragging rights for the time being, but we still got more wins over them in recent memory.
Yeah, I mean, I take anything a Georgia fan say with a grain of salt. I mean, Georgia did a whoop up on Bama on Saturday. Congratulations, y'all were the better team. That ain't no issue at all. It's not hard for me to say it, but like Rama Jammer says, 2-10 in the last 12 meetings. 2-10, literally 2-10. I think that say it all right there. I mean, you're not even 500. You 8 games under 500 versus Alabama in the last 12 tries. So, that's nothing to really beat your chest over. I mean, Georgia literally was just a better team on the second half of the college football season. So, kind of just it was what it was. They said Georgia caught a wounded duck. I wouldn't say wounded duck because Georgia was without their starting offensive lineman, their starting center. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, these teams will see each other again. So I wouldn't really buy. So I wouldn't really buy too much stock into Saturday's how Saturday went because it'll only be so many times that we see a blowout between Alabama and Georgia. So it's just like Saturday's performance, that was kind of an anomaly. We know how Alabama and Georgia games usually go down to the fourth quarter or whatever it is. So Saturday was kind of anomaly. Congrats to Georgia. I don't really got nothing negative to say about them. It is what it is. Good luck in the playoffs. If we see you again, you don't want to see us again. So we'll see.
Oh, we'll see Georgia next year. So it's going to be fun. But before we get to our next topic, shop on Amazon using the link to support the voice of college football. You don't need to buy the product displayed. It doesn't cost you a penny, and you get the same shopping experience. You're already shopping on Amazon, especially for Christmas and holidays and all that sort of stuff, especially to go over to, see your relatives. You got the link down below. Just come on in, get whatever you need from Amazon, and support the voice of college football. Well, so when we saw the rankings unveiled on Sunday, we're just crossing our fingers, hoping we're in. How did it feel realizing we're in? I
mean, obviously it was a sigh of a relief for Alabama fans, for Alabama supporters everywhere. I mean, me personally, I didn't think that the committee was going to leave Alabama out. I mean, SEC is the hardest conference, and the Alabama already had a win over the conference champ, and the conference champ only got one loss, and that one loss came to Alabama. So it's just like, how do you leave Alabama out? And then the body of work and resume, I didn't really think that were going to be left out. Plus, with the odds were telling me that they were going to be in. So, but it was just a big sigh of relief overall. Especially, I was just happy for Kalen DeBoer to finally get that monkey off his back, to finally get these Alabama Crimson Tide in the playoffs. I think that's a big step, in the right direction, because I know what it feels like to be getting ready for the Rely Quest Bowl, and that's what a lot of teams are getting ready for. You see, some teams are trying to even opt out of these bowl games. So to see that Alabama is going to be still having a chance to reach their goals and fight for the national championship, that was good to see. So, but I mean, it was, like I said, it was expected to me, but now it's business. It's playoff time. I mean, what do you do? What do you do next? What do you do to ensure that you don't have a wasted playoff spot? Because a lot of people were saying that Alabama was a wasted playoff spot. And a lot of people were saying, well, Notre Dame should have been in, Texas should have been in, Vandy should have been in, this or that. And I mean, some teams had arguments to be in. So now that Alabama's in, it just depends on what they do with it. Okay, we got the fans talking. We got the viewers talking a lot. They saying Grubb is trash and Ty looks like a shell of himself.
Oh,
And
Lord.
when he did deliver, our receivers dropped passes. Okay, we can rip the band-aid off when we talk about this offense. This offense has looked terrible, especially really dating back over the last 5.5 games. And a lot of it has been on injuries. I won't make excuses, but a lot of it has been on injuries. Just in the run game, in offensive line issues and stuff like that. But like I said, I was disappointed in Ryan Grubb on Saturday with his lack of creativity. I definitely thought Ryan Grubb would definitely be able to get in his bag more and really get in his bag more and really be more creative on the play designs and stuff like that. But unfortunately, we didn't see that. And Todd Simpson, I'll be honest, he definitely does look like a shell of himself because I said it earlier in the show. It just looks like it's been two different guys from, he was a Heisman candidate in October. It feel like since the end of Tennessee game or heading into South Carolina, he kind of fell off a cliff, and unfortunately, it's sad to see.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't write him off. I think Todd Simpson still can play some good football, but it's a confidence thing. I mean, it's a confidence thing, honestly, and having your guys back and having a Josh Cuevas, having a Jam Miller, having two dependable veterans that can definitely help with his confidence. But Alabama definitely got some work to do before they get to these playoffs because they in the playoffs, but that's just an invitation. I mean, they got 11 days. I'll say 2 weeks. They got 2 weeks to fix this offense, and right now, Alabama don't have an offense to take them to the national championship. Todd Simpson said after the game that this is the best offense in the country, but they haven't been performing like it. And unfortunately, and just that's just unfortunate to see. But a lot I'm just reading all the comments that the fans are saying. Some people are saying a lot's not going to change in the last 2 weeks. I mean, I think a lot can change because, like I said, they're getting a lot of reinforcements back on the defense side of the ball, on the offensive side of the ball. But a lot of people are saying it's the same coaches. But I mean, but just with more strength and personnel and the pressure, I think Ryan Grubb can definitely get in his bag and just be more creative. But that's yet to be seen. But yeah.
Man. Well, and honestly, we have to wonder. And I don't think we need to switch quarterbacks, but if it's like two pits or a bunch of picks or just too many incompletions in the first quarter, then I'm thinking, okay, we turn to Keelan Russell.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, a lot of people was calling for that moment to happen versus Georgia on Saturday. A lot of people were saying, obviously Nick Saban, he's done it before. He's pulled Jalen Hurts for Tua Tagovailoa. He's pulled both of them for each other before. He's pulled quarterbacks in critical moments, and Alabama could have did that on Saturday. But they stuck with Todd Simpson, and that got him what it got him. And I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. If it's just with his main guys not being around him, because I think Josh Cuevas is probably Todd Simpson's most trusted target, who he trusts most. So but uh but But in Norman, I think all cards are on the table. This is the playoffs. They can't worry about hurting nobody's feelings. If Austin Mack if Austin Mack needs us to go in there and to give the offense a spark, that's what needs to happen. If Keelan Russell needs to go in there and give the offense a spark, that's what needs to happen. Because at the end of the day, it's the playoffs, and it's win or go home. So you know, but definitely everything is on the table in Norman, in my opinion, from an offensive standpoint, literally, because like it only takes one play for the game to get out of hand, and a lot of people already been questioning Todd Simpson whether like I said, they don't know if he's injured. They don't know if it's a confidence thing or whatever, but we definitely got to see the best version of Todd Simpson and Norman. And like you said, if it gets to the point where he's thrown a pick or he's simply missing throws or something, I definitely think Austin Mack or Keelan Russell definitely should be on the sideline warming up.
Yeah, because I'm just curious to see what'll happen, but we'll definitely wait and see what happens. And if we somehow do switch quarterbacks, who knows? I'm not saying it'll be like Tua for Jalen in the Natty. I'm not saying that'll be, but who knows what's gonna happen. But I'll go ahead and ask the chat and put it in a poll. Do we need to bench Ty Simpson? Yes or no? So there we go.
Yeah,
Got a poll rolling all right here.
Yeah, I know they definitely gonna eat that up in the comments. But it's been clear. I mean, the wind's been covering it up, but Todd Simpson has not been the same dude. I mean, ever since that miraculous fourth down completion to Lotzer Brooks in Missouri versus Mizzou, his play has steady gone down. I mean, we look at the last time he played Oklahoma. The last time he played Oklahoma, 2 fumbles and an interception. I mean, Alabama ended up losing the game by 2, but Todd Simpson, he spotted them an 87-yard pick six, and he spotted them a fumble coming right out of halftime on the opening drive in the third quarter. And that we simply can't have that. I mean, that simply can't happen. So if Todd Simpson is anywhere near that type of bad in Norman on December 20th, hey, I'm with whatever, because at the end of the day, it's the playoffs. It's win or go home. So
there you go. And we got 24 people watching the show tonight. We appreciate all you tuning in, and come on in and like, comment, subscribe. Click on the notification bell to Alabama with the Voice of College Football so you never miss no video whatsoever. And we got 14 people watching on X. Come on in on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. Like, comment, subscribe. Click on the notification bell so you never miss no video whatsoever. Man, it's gonna be fun to see what'll happen in the playoffs. But to put a bow on this show tonight, how far do we look like we could go? Because I mean,
Man, you
because
gotta be honest.
I
Gotta
don't
be
see
honest.
I don't see us as a natty team for 2025. I don't. I would love a natty, but I'm just not seeing it. I feel like a natty is more like 2026, 2027.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to be honest with yourself as an Alabama fan, as a person that watch college football, as a just non-biased. Be as non-biased as possible. With what we saw from Saturday, and it's been going on before Saturday, it's really been the second half of the season. This offense is not built to come from behind and win you a game. This defense has been winning games for Alabama for over the last 6.5 weeks. And you look at them, the defense, how they played versus Georgia. The defense didn't even play bad. The defense was literally just tired from all the situations that the offense has been putting them in. And going into the playoffs, if the offense does what it does and it does what it's been doing, they can easily be one and done. Easily be one and done because Oklahoma, that defense is for real, man. I'm telling you right now, that defense is for real. Coach Brent Variables, he knows what he's doing. He's not afraid. He's not afraid to play Alabama in Norman or Tuscaloosa because Oklahoma has beaten them twice. They blew them out and they beat them close. So he he knows he knows how to beat this team. He knows the different styles and different ways that they can beat this team. So for Alabama to go far, I think the offense. I think the offense got to come out swinging in Norman. I mean, you can't play conservative on the road. If they play any type of conservative on the road, they will get blown out. I'm telling you right now. I mean, Oklahoma, they don't have the offense to really run it up on you, but that defense can put you in hell. In the way that Todd Simpson has been performing over these last 5 or 7 weeks, man, on the road in Norman, just knowing how place that loud, just knowing how loud that place could get, it could get ugly. So, but to answer your question, I mean, it to me is on the offense. I think the defense. I think Kane Warmax has a championship caliber defense. I really believe that. I think the defense on all three levels. They have playmakers on all three levels. So defensively, I think Alabama has a championship defense. Their defense has proven over the last second half of the season what they're capable of. I mean, we look at them versus Georgia. Like I said, Georgia didn't even have a lot of offensive success. It was just Alabama, the fact that they couldn't connect on anything, the fact that they couldn't put anything together offensively. So that's why Georgia was able to, take advantage of how weak Alabama was on offense. But ultimately, like I said, it's going to come down to offense. And the pass game can only take you so far. If you don't have a run game, you're going to have to run the ball at some point in these playoffs. So, to make a long answer short, to be honest, I'll say I'm gonna say they'll beat Oklahoma just off of attitude and just off the fact that just off the fact that they owe it to Oklahoma because when you look at last game versus Oklahoma, Alabama outplayed them in every statistical category. It's just the fact you spot a team 17 points, most teams are gonna beat you. So, but like to answer your question overall, I think they should be able to get over Oklahoma in Norman. But then you look at the second round in the quarterfinals, they
Indiana and the
in
Grand
Indiana,
Ridge and all. Coach
Indiana.
Cignetti looks mad after a 60-point win. He looks pretty mad, like he's trying to think of he's thinking of some math problems to solve. Even after leading Indiana to a Big Ten title for the first time since 1967 when we started having color television. I mean, that guy, I'm just going to, and the fact that he was like a Saban assistant from '07, right? I mean, like the magic he was creating at James Madison, the magic he's creating at Indiana, and it's with no 4 or 5 stars, mind you. He's creating a winning culture over in Bloomington. If we're playing Indiana on New Year's Day of 2026 and on the 100th anniversary of our first natty on January 1st, 1926 against Washington, I'm going to tell you, if we play Indiana, I think we're in trouble, honestly.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, you just got to be honest. Indiana looks like a well-oiled machine, just offense and defense. Mendoza is, I mean, to me, I think he's the Heisman winner. You know, you beat the number one team overall. I mean, Diego Pavia got a case, but that's another topic for another discussion. But Indiana is dangerous. They definitely can win the whole thing. We just saw them hold. We just saw them. Hold Ohio State to 10 points. That's the reigning national champions. And they got Jeremiah Smith. They got Carnell Tate. They got Julian Sayin. They got all these you know talented players, all these running backs, all these receivers, and they were able to hold them to what they held them to. So if Alabama does, I mean, I'm gonna say it now. Alabama, they're gonna beat Oklahoma, and I believe this because another fan another viewer just said it in the comments. Uh, Oklahoma got it coming to them because what they did in Tuscaloosa a couple weeks back, that was just outright disrespectful. I mean, some of the Oklahoma players were spitting on the Crimson Tide logo on their football field, and the fact that it wasn't senior day, but it was the fact that that's the last for these Alabama seniors and for these Alabama veterans. That's the last home game that that's the last team that they lost to in Bryant-Denny Stadium. So
that
I just think
so not cool. Spitting on our logo, no.
Yeah, they were spitting on the logo. They were standing on the logo and doing this and that. So I mean, I think Oklahoma got it coming to them. I definitely think Alabama will be a resilient group on offense and defense because Oklahoma, they still ain't shown me nothing offensively. I mean, John Mateer, outside of the little 20 rushing yard touchdown that he had in the first meeting, he only threw for 138 yards. So, Oklahoma overall, they really didn't do much. They had 212 yards total of offense, and they had think they had like 100 yards rushing, so they really didn't do much. They won with defense and special teams, so it's really on Alabama just to play sound football. But I definitely think they can get past the Sooners. It's going to depend on, obviously, it's going to depend on what Todd Simpson does, what version of Todd Simpson we see. But I just think with 11 days of rest and getting those reinforcements back on defense and offense, that will only help them. And plus, Oklahoma, and plus, Alabama has they've been the better team. It's just Oklahoma. It's just a self-inflicted penalty. It's just a self-inflicted wounds that Alabama has imposed upon themselves these last 2 years. I mean, even with Jalen Milroe, Alabama was the better team. So they just got to play like it. But to wrap up your question about how far Alabama could get, I'll be honest. I think it's quarterfinals. I mean, unless we see some dramatic improvement from this offense, and Ty Simpson can go toe to toe with Mendoza, that might be all she wrote in the second round. Just to be honest, but we'll see. But anything can happen. You just want to get in the dance. Alabama wasn't in the dance last year. They're in the dance now. So anything can happen, literally. We still have, even though Ryan Williams hasn't played up to his potential all season, and I've been banging the table for him all season. He hasn't played up to his potential. We still have Ryan Williams. We still have Jeremy Bernard. We still have Isaiah Horton. We still have Latsir Brooks. we still have dynamic weapons on offense to make this offense do what it do. But can they do it? That's the question.
Agreed. I think we can win 24-21 against Oklahoma.
I ain't even trying
And
to play that. No, that was the score last game. I'm not even trying to play them by a field goal or nothing like that. I mean, I just hope the offense can show up because offensively, Oklahoma, if Alabama really come to play and do what they need to do, Oklahoma can't mess with them. They
no.
can't. We got more weapons than them. Even if we don't have a running game, I mean, you definitely got to have a running game in Norman. So Alabama gonna have to figure that out. But they don't have more talented pieces than us. If Todd Simpson has his head on his shoulders and 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 is confident, Mateer not better. I mean, Mateer is a better athlete than Todd Simpson, but Todd Simpson is the better overall quarterback. So,
And
uh,
and we
like,
need the double team on Isaiah Satanga the second. We do that, we're good to go.
yeah, but I know we're about to wrap it up here, but also with Oklahoma, it's going to be interesting to see if they can get some of their reinforcements back. The last time Alabama and Oklahoma matched up in Week 12, Oklahoma was without their best pass rusher, and that was Mason Thomas. He's a beast. He's able to sit running backs down in the run game. He's able to get to the quarterback. Just create that consistent havoc and pressure. And he having this extra time off. He didn't play in Oklahoma's regular season finale, so he could be itching at the bit to come back. So it'll be interesting to see how Alabama does defend against him. He does give me some concern, but overall, I just think of it's going to be on offense. Like I said, our defense is our defense going to do what it do. It's offensively. So if Alabama seasons ends, if their season ends before Christmas, I guarantee you it's 9 times out of 10 on the offense. So,
No.
but we'll see.
We will definitely see, that is for sure. I mean, we got to make sure our offense is looking way better. I don't want our season ending for before Christmas because that would definitely suck. But, we'll definitely be making sure 2026 is our year. If 2025 is not, which not likely, but we can defeat the Oklahoma Sooners on December 19th on Friday night with Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and the dog on the call. All righty, so we've got some YouTube memberships for Alabama with the Voice College Football before we sign off on here tonight. We've got the Crimson Faithful membership where you'll have for $2.99 a month. You can become a Crimson Faithful member where you'll have loyalty badges next to your name, member shout outs, and custom emojis to use in the comments and in the live chat. And for $4.99 a month, you can become a Saber Disciple where you'll have priority replies to comments and access to monthly hangout with yours truly, Jackson Johnson, Jeffrey, and Only Talk Sports, and Travion Ware. And for $9.99 a month, you can become a Bear Bryant legend where you can connect on social media with each of us and give out content requests of any kind. And neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor this weird Alabama weather will put a stop to us from fulfilling your content request, all right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. Well, Travion, what you got cooking this week, good buddy?
What I got cooking this week? Well, obviously, no college football. I mean, teams preparing for these bowls and stuff. So, I'm gonna switch over to college basketball and look at some NFL and things of that nature. I'm always looking at sports and stuff like that. So, hopefully, can see some good hoops with the Alabama Crimson Tide. They too are a top ranked team in the college basketball world. So every school doesn't have a top ranked college basketball team to match their college football team. So the fact that Alabama has that definitely owe Coach Nate Oaks and those boys a few watches for sure. So definitely going to be tuned in on the Alabama basketball side of things.
I think
Said,
I think we can knock Arizona off that #1 ranking.
yeah, I like the way that Nate Oates hasn't been scared to schedule competition. Alabama has gone around the country and played the best of the best, and they've only gotten better on the other side of that because of that. So I definitely think that Alabama can definitely go into Arizona and knock off the #1 team. I mean, we saw them go into Madison Square Garden and beat St. John's. We saw them go. Uh, I forgot what other game. I think they played in Chicago. I forgot what team they played
We
it in.
played Gonzaga. We played Illinois in Chicago. That's who you're thinking of.
And Wayne Hand says, I know Mr. Ware is trying to be positive, but he knows the real deal. I mean, I try not to sugarcoat it. This offense has looked bad. This Alabama offense has looked bad. I mean, you look at, I mean, obviously excluding teams like James Madison and Tulane, and I'm trying to see who else would have a weaker offense in Alabama. But if you compare Alabama's offense compared to all the other playoff teams in the field and how they performed over the latter end of the season, Alabama don't have a playoff offense. And I mean, that pains me to say that because I thought the defense was going to be the problem at the beginning of the year. I thought the defense was going to be the letdown, but fortunately, it hasn't. Kane Warmack has those guys playing at a high level, but unfortunately, for some reason, Kane Warmack and those guys on the offensive side of the ball, they can't get it going, and when they do get it going, it's just not consistent enough. So, yeah, hopefully, I hope they prove me wrong in the next 11 days. I want to jump on here and say I was so wrong about the Alabama offense. I really do. I would love to say I was wrong about them, but I mean, Saturday they just give me more reason to be doubtful. But I mean, like I said in the show, they're getting a lot of players coming back, and time off should do them some good. Plus, the factor of revenge and what Oklahoma did to them on their home field should play deep in their minds over these next coming days. So, hopefully, we see some good things from the Alabama offense moving forward. But if not, season gonna be what it is. So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
And it is what it is, as they say. But tell your friends, your family, and the cashiers at Publix about the magic that Trevion has all right there on TWare1K on X/Twitter. And of course, you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979, where last night I was filming with Austin, giving our takes on Selection Sunday and much, much more. And you can also check out tonight's edition of SEC Live, where I'm going to be joined by Jake Crane of Crane and Company in just a few short minutes at 7:30 p.m. We're going to be talking a lot about each of the SEC teams in the field and who is the most likely to win it all, according to Jake. And for more updates, what I've got going on SEC at the Voice of College Football, the Jacksonian Alabama at the Voice of College Football, check me out on JatsBOCFB on X/Twitter and on Instagram. That's Jackson Johnson 543-908. And you can check out Trevion and myself tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central Time, for another exciting edition of Alabama Primetime Live, where we are discussing some recruiting updates and much more on Alabama athletics. And with that being said, we wish you all a happy Monday night. And to like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss no video whatsoever. And we will see you soon. And roll Tide.